In part 3 of this story, Naomi's journey from a determined advocate to a beacon of hope in the fight against sickle cell disease culminates in a powerful moment of triumph and vulnerability. As she grapples with the intense personal and professional pressures of her advocacy work, the groundbreaking research breakthrough offers a glimmer of hope. Despite her own health struggles, Naomi's unwavering dedication inspires widespread change and garners unexpected high-profile support. Her efforts transform public perceptions and initiate tangible improvements in care and education. As the future beckons, Naomi's profound impact and resilience reveal the transformative power of advocacy and personal perseverance. As the initiative took root, Naomi began receiving positive feedback from students, teachers, and parents. Children with sickle cell disease reported feeling more accepted and understood, while teachers noted a significant reduction in bullying incidents. The program's success was further reflected in the increased awareness and sensitivity among the student body. The initiative had far-reaching effects, transforming schools into more inclusive spaces where children with sickle cell disease could thrive without fear of bullying. Naomi's commitment to education and proactive measures had created a ripple effect of positive change, demonstrating the power of informed action in fostering a supportive and empathetic community. Walking through the halls of schools where her initiative had been implemented, Naomi felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The schools had become beacons of inclusivity, proving that education and thoughtful intervention could prevent bullying and nurture a more understanding environment for all students. As the weeks passed, the impact of Naomi's school initiative began to radiate beyond the classroom walls, creating a broader societal shift. The educational programs and anti-bullying measures she had introduced were not only transforming individual schools but also catching the attention of the media. Reports of Naomi's efforts and the positive changes in schools began to spread, highlighting the urgent need for greater awareness and support for sickle cell disease. Local news outlets, once focused on sensational stories, now featured segments on sickle cell disease, showcasing the advancements in education and the personal stories of those affected. The media coverage brought sickle cell disease into the spotlight, painting a more nuanced and empathetic picture of the condition. Public interest surged, and discussions about sickle cell disease became more common, both online and offline. Naomi's phone buzzed with messages from advocacy groups, healthcare professionals, and even celebrities eager to lend their support. Inspired by the media coverage and the success of the school initiative, many individuals and organizations began to take an active role in the movement. Fundraising events were organized, new research initiatives were launched, and more community groups formed to support those living with sickle cell disease. The ripple effect of Naomi's advocacy was palpable. More families reached out for support, schools across Lagos and beyond began to adopt similar programs, and policymakers took notice of the growing public demand for improved healthcare and educational resources for sickle cell patients. The momentum of the movement was building, and the call for systemic change grew louder. Naomi found herself at the center of a dynamic and evolving landscape. Invitations to speak at conferences and participate in panel discussions came frequently. She was approached by international organizations interested in replicating her initiatives in other regions, demonstrating the far-reaching impact of her work. Amidst the whirlwind of activity, Naomi took a moment to reflect on the journey. What had begun as a personal battle against stigma had evolved into a widespread movement for change. The society's growing understanding and support for sickle cell disease marked a significant victory for advocacy, and Naomi was proud of the role she had played in fostering this transformation. Her efforts had sparked a broader dialogue about chronic illness and inclusion, influencing societal attitudes and inspiring others to take action. The ripple effect of her advocacy had not only changed individual lives but had also contributed to a more informed, compassionate, and proactive society. Walking through the bustling streets of Lagos, Nayomi felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The momentum of the movement was a testament to the power of advocacy and the capacity for collective action to drive societal change. As she looked toward the future, she knew that the journey was far from over, but the progress made was a powerful reminder of the difference one person's dedication could make. The early morning light filtered through the curtains of Naomi's modest apartment, casting a gentle glow on her weary face. The past few months had been a whirlwind of activity, media engagements, advocacy events, and school initiatives. Yet, amid her triumphs and growing influence, Nayomi faced a personal battle that was becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. The pain began subtly, like a distant thunderstorm on the horizon. But soon it crescendoed into the familiar, intense throbbing that signaled a sickle cell crisis was upon her. The symptoms were relentless, a sharp pain in her joints, fatigue, and a deep sense of exhaustion that made even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable. Nayomi found herself back in the hospital, the sterile smell and the beeping monitors a stark contrast to the bustling energy of her recent advocacy work. She lay in bed, her body weakened but her spirit undeterred. The doctors and nurses were familiar faces, each one offering compassionate words and efficient care. But despite their best efforts, the crisis was a formidable foe. The physical pain was accompanied by a mounting emotional struggle. Nayomi was frustrated and disheartened by the timing of her crisis, at a moment when her advocacy efforts were reaching new heights. She worried about the impact of her absence on the movement she had worked so hard to build. The thought of her work stalling, of losing momentum, was almost as painful as the physical discomfort. Her phone buzzed with messages of encouragement and concern from friends, family, and colleagues. Tand was a frequent visitor, bringing her updates on the ongoing initiatives and relaying messages of support from the community. Each visit, each message, was a reminder of the profound difference her work had made and the importance of her continued advocacy. Despite the pain, Nayomi remained resolute. She continued to participate in meetings via video calls, her voice steady even when her body was not. Her resilience was fueled by the knowledge that her advocacy had sparked a significant change in societal attitudes and that her personal struggles were just another chapter in a larger story of transformation. As the days passed, the crisis gradually subsided, leaving Nayomi exhausted but not defeated. The experience reaffirmed her belief in the power of perseverance and the importance of continuing her work despite personal challenges. She understood that her own struggles did not diminish her capacity to make a difference, rather, they added depth to her advocacy and underscored the human aspect of her journey. Returning to her advocacy efforts with renewed determination, Nayomi approached her work with a deeper empathy for those who also faced chronic illnesses. Her personal experience had strengthened her resolve and had given her a more profound understanding of the challenges faced by others. She knew that her journey was far from over, but her ability to continue making a difference, even while battling her own illness, was a testament to the strength of her spirit. The days following Naomi's recovery were filled with a renewed vigor. Despite the lingering fatigue, she was eager to resume her advocacy work. Little did she know, an unexpected twist was about to propel her efforts to new heights. It was a crisp Tuesday morning when Naomi's phone rang with a call from her PR manager. The voice on the other end was tinged with excitement. "Nayomi, you're not going to believe this. We've just received an endorsement from Chief Olumide Adebayo." Naomi's heart skipped a beat. Chief Olumide Adebayo was a prominent businessman and philanthropist known for his involvement in various social causes. His public endorsement was a significant boon to any initiative. The news was not just surprising but transformative. Chief Adebayo had been following Naomi's work from afar, touched by her personal story and her tireless advocacy. His decision to publicly support Nayomi's initiatives was a game-changer. He had appeared on a popular talk show and praised Nayomi's efforts, describing her as a beacon of hope and an inspiration. The endorsement was broadcast across multiple media platforms, bringing Nayomi's cause into the limelight like never before. The support did not stop at words. Chief Adebayo's influence came with tangible benefits. He mobilized his network to raise funds, secured sponsorships for upcoming events, and helped facilitate partnerships with key organizations. His involvement provided a boost in both visibility and resources, allowing Nayomi to expand her reach and impact. Nayomi was overwhelmed with gratitude and excitement. She met with Chief Adebayo to discuss how best to collaborate. His vision aligned closely with her own, and together they mapped out strategies to further enhance community support and education. They planned joint campaigns, public seminars, and awareness drives, all aimed at building on the momentum and fostering a more inclusive environment for individuals with sickle cell disease. The collaboration brought fresh energy to Nayomi's initiatives. Events that had once struggled to attract attention now drew large crowds, and new supporters emerged from unexpected corners. Nayomi's message was amplified, reaching a broader audience and gaining traction in areas that had previously been challenging. As Nayomi walked through the bustling streets of Lagos, she reflected on the unexpected nature of this support. Chief Adebayo's endorsement was more than a high-profile backing. It was a testament to the power of unexpected alliances in amplifying advocacy efforts. The support not only provided additional resources but also reinforced the idea that change often comes from the most unexpected places. With renewed momentum and expanded resources, Nayomi was more determined than ever to push forward with her mission. The unexpected support had not only helped her cause but had also deepened her belief in the importance of building bridges and forming alliances in the quest for social change. In the heart of Lagos, the story of the Adesanya family unfolded before the public eye, bringing a deeply personal dimension to the issue of sickle cell disease. Featured prominently in the media, their narrative captured both the harsh realities and the triumphs of living with a chronic condition. The Adesanyas, a warm and resilient family of 4, shared their experiences candidly. Their eldest daughter, Tolu, had battled sickle cell disease since birth. The media spotlight revealed the relentless struggles Tolu faced, painful crises, frequent hospital visits, and the emotional toll on her parents, Sarah and Daniel. Despite these challenges, the family's story was also one of remarkable strength and unity. The documentary highlighted the daily battles and the small victories, the laughter shared during tough times, the support systems they built, and the ways they celebrated Tolu's achievements. Interviews with Sarah and Daniel provided insight into their relentless fight for better care and their commitment to raising awareness. As the story aired, it resonated with viewers, humanizing the issue of sickle cell disease and fostering a profound sense of empathy. The public's reaction underscored the importance of personal stories in bridging gaps of understanding and rallying support for those affected. Nayomi's strides in sickle cell advocacy had sparked widespread change, but not everyone welcomed the transformation. As her initiatives gained momentum, she encountered staunch opposition from certain groups resistant to change. The groups were primarily entrenched in traditional beliefs or skeptical of the new approaches to sickle cell disease management. It began subtly with online comments and letters, criticizing Nayomi's methods and questioning the efficacy of her educational programs. As the movement grew, so did the resistance. Some long-standing medical practitioners and community leaders publicly challenged her work, arguing that her methods were unproven or unnecessary. They accused her of overhyping the disease's impact and disrupting the status quo. One particular encounter was with a prominent medical figure who had long been a respected authority in the field. During a heated public forum, he dismissed Naomi's initiatives as a fad and accused her of undermining traditional medical practices. The clash was intense, with sharp exchanges and emotional stakes high on both sides. Naomi felt the sting of the resistance deeply. It was disheartening to see her hard work questioned by influential voices. However, she understood that resistance was a natural part of advocacy. Navigating this opposition required not only resilience but also strategic thinking. She focused on reinforcing her arguments with evidence, bringing in additional experts to support her views, and addressing concerns with empathy and professionalism. To counteract the negative press, Naomi organized a series of open forums and community dialogues. These events provided a platform for constructive discussions and allowed her to directly address concerns. She invited skeptics to engage in collaborative problem-solving, aiming to bridge gaps and foster mutual understanding. Despite the challenges, Naomi's resolve was unwavering. She knew that every significant change encountered resistance and that overcoming these obstacles was crucial for progress. By continuing to advocate with passion and persistence, she aimed to show that change was not just possible but necessary for the betterment of those affected by sickle cell disease. Naomi's ability to face resistance head-on and push through adversity underscored the resilience required in advocacy. Her experience served as a powerful reminder that driving change often involves confronting opposition and staying steadfast in the pursuit of a more inclusive and compassionate society. The news hit the media like a wave, sweeping through the sickle cell community with a mix of disbelief and excitement. A major breakthrough in sickle cell research had been announced, promising a significant advance in treatment options. The research, led by a renowned team of scientists, had unveiled a promising new therapy that could potentially reduce the frequency and severity of sickle cell crises. Naomi was in her office, reviewing documents, when her phone buzzed with the alert. The headline read, "New therapy brings hope for sickle cell disease." Her heart raced as she read through the details. The breakthrough involved a novel approach to gene therapy, offering the possibility of not just managing the disease but potentially correcting the underlying genetic defect. The news was transformative, a beacon of hope for countless individuals and families grappling with the disease. Excitement rippled through Naomi's circles. Supporters, researchers, then patients gathered online and in person to discuss the implications of the research. Naomi organized a special event to celebrate this milestone. The gathering was filled with joy, relief, and cautious optimism. Speeches were made, toasts were raised, and the community felt a renewed sense of purpose. The breakthrough was not just a scientific advancement, it was a validation of the years of hard work, advocacy, and perseverance. For Naomi, it was a moment of triumph and hope, a reminder of the power of persistence and the importance of supporting scientific research. As she looked around at the smiling faces of those who had shared the journey, Naomi felt a deep sense of accomplishment. The breakthrough marked a turning point, providing a tangible reason to believe that the future could hold better outcomes for those living with sickle cell disease. The excitement of the research breakthrough quickly gave way to a new set of challenges for Naomi. As she continued to champion the cause, she encountered unexpected obstacles both personally and professionally. Her health, which had been relatively stable, began to fluctuate again. The stress of managing a high-profile advocacy campaign while dealing with her own sickle cell crisis took a toll. The physical pain and fatigue from her condition were exacerbated by the demands of her work. Naomi often found herself juggling between urgent meetings, public appearances, and hospital visits, struggling to maintain a semblance of balance. Professionally, the growing visibility of her efforts brought new pressures. Increased media attention and the expansion of her advocacy initiatives meant more responsibilities and higher expectations. Nayomi had to navigate complex partnerships, address new controversies, and manage a growing team of supporters and volunteers. Each challenge seemed to magnify her own health struggles, creating a constant battle between her personal well-being and her commitment to the cause. Despite the setbacks, Naomi's resolve remained unshaken. She sought support from her medical team, adjusted her advocacy workload, and leaned on her network of allies. Her dedication was a driving force, and she reminded herself of the significant progress made and the lives impacted. Even as she faced these renewed challenges, Nayomi continued to inspire others with her unwavering commitment. The air was filled with a festive buzz as the community gathered for a grand event celebrating the achievements in sickle cell disease advocacy. The venue was adorned with vibrant banners and decorations, reflecting the spirit of joy and accomplishment that permeated the evening. The event was a tribute to the collective efforts of everyone who had contributed to the cause. Nayomi stood at the center of the celebration, her heart swelling with pride as she looked around at the sea of faces, researchers, activists, patients, and supporters, all united in their shared journey. The evening featured heartfelt speeches, musical performances, and a presentation of awards to key contributors. Personal stories were shared, each one highlighting the impact of the advocacy work and the progress made. Nayomi was moved as she listened to testimonials from individuals whose lives had been touched by the initiatives she had spearheaded. The highlight of the evening was a video montage showcasing the milestones reached and the lives transformed. Tears of joy and pride flowed freely as the community reflected on their achievements. The event not only celebrated the successes but also reinforced the commitment to continue pushing for further progress. As Nayomi looked around, she saw renewed determination in the eyes of her fellow advocates. The celebration was a reminder of the power of collective effort and the importance of recognizing and honoring the contributions of all involved. The success of the evening inspired everyone to continue their work with even greater passion and hope for the future. As the dust settled from the recent celebrations, Nayomi took a quiet moment to reflect on her journey. Sitting at her desk, surrounded by the remnants of the recent event and the stack of new plans, she pondered the future of her advocacy work. The progress made in sickle cell disease awareness and treatment had been remarkable, but Nayomi knew that the path ahead was still filled with challenges. She considered the ongoing needs of the sickle cell community, the advancements in research, and the gaps that remained. The breakthrough in treatment was a significant milestone, but it was only the beginning of a long journey toward comprehensive solutions. Nayomi outlined her future goals, expanding educational programs, increasing funding for research, and advocating for policy changes to ensure better access to care. She also planned to continue sharing her personal story and the stories of others to maintain momentum and foster ongoing empathy and support. Reflecting on her achievements, Nayomi felt a deep sense of fulfillment and a renewed sense of purpose. The journey had been arduous, filled with highs and lows, but it had also been profoundly rewarding. The progress made was a testament to the power of perseverance and collective action. As she prepared for the next chapter in her advocacy, Nayomi felt confident and hopeful. She knew that the road ahead would require continued dedication, but she was ready to face it with the same resilience and passion that had guided her thus far. The future was bright with possibilities, and Nayomi was committed to leading the way, ensuring that the fight for sickle cell disease continued with unwavering resolve. Nayomi stood on the balcony of her office, looking out over the city of Lagos. The sunset cast a golden hue over the bustling streets, a visual reminder of the vibrant life she had worked tirelessly to improve. The landscape had changed in subtle yet significant ways: new support centers, inclusive policies, and a community more aware and compassionate toward those with sickle cell disease. Her advocacy efforts had left a profound impact. The recent launch of several new initiatives had created safe spaces for patients and families, providing both practical support and emotional comfort. Schools had implemented anti-bullying programs, and public attitudes had shifted significantly. Nayomi had seen firsthand the transformation in how sickle cell disease was perceived and managed. The completion of her book, The Color of Hope, had garnered acclaim and sparked further discussions. Her story and the stories of those she had met along the way were now a beacon of hope for many. She had become a symbol of resilience and change, not just in Lagos but across Nigeria. In a heartfelt ceremony, Nayomi was honored for her contributions. Surrounded by friends, family, and supporters, she reflected on the journey with a mix of pride and humility. The gathering was a celebration of the progress made and a testament to the power of collective effort and compassion. Nayomi's legacy was not just in the tangible changes but in the renewed hope and inspiration she had instilled. As she addressed the crowd one final time, her message was clear: the fight for sickle cell awareness and support was ongoing, but the progress achieved was a testament to what could be accomplished through advocacy and empathy. Her story concluded with a promise to continue pushing forward, to keep advocating, and to inspire future generations to build on the foundation laid. Nayomi's journey had created lasting change, and her legacy would inspire others to pursue their own paths of compassion and advocacy. The future was brighter because of the strides made, and Nayomi's impact would be felt for years to come.